in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so I guess we're live now. I'm correct. We are live. Yes, we're totally live. Okay, cool. Yo, what's up? I'm TGH, and so this is the first time I've run this in a marathon. I'm only slightly nervous about it, but yeah. So only slightly though. Only slightly. So this is going to be the classic Zelda Trilogy, or 2D Zelda Trilogy, if you will. There is actually a leaderboard for this on speedrun.com. So this is going to be running Zelda 1, the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and Zelda A Link to the Past, all back to back to back as one game, or as one category, rather. So a couple things to know about this run before I start is that, so we're allowed 30-second swaps between runs using the normal start and end time for each run. What else? I use a different controller for each run, and I also play on original hardware as well. So swapping is not that difficult for me, but there could be some problems with that. But it won't be a big deal either way. It'll just be a couple seconds lost. But just a little bit of trivia, I suppose. Let's see. And I think this run is really, really cool because it really shows in a really cool way, like exactly how the series has evolved over the first three, or like how the series evolved over the first three games. Like just huge improvements made. With Zelda 1, you have like the sort of like primitive movement, the grid system that will be showcased immediately. And you have Zelda 2, which they took in a totally different direction with the RPG elements, or the JRPG elements, and the side-scrolling platforming sections. And then you see in Zelda 3, like the direction they finally actually decided to go with, 2D Zelda and like Link to the Past, and they kind of like perfected that formula. So it's really awesome. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Enough of me talking and more of me playing. But I will be by myself with no commentators. And once again, Musical Daredevil, if you do have any questions during the run, please be sure to ask. And also anyone in the chat too, if y'all have any questions about the run or about any of the games, please let me know, and I will do my best to answer while playing. All right, so we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Zelda 1 is a video game. The optimal route is a little bit dangerous, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a slightly slower route. It's about a minute slower for the trilogy and marathon purposes. I'm gonna do 2 first, so level 2 first, and you're gonna see right here right away I'm gonna do something called a screen scroll. So basically what you do for a screen scroll is you stand 5 pixels away from the edge of a screen, or 6 pixels like I did in both of those, and you tap perpendicular. So I'm actually tapping up when that happens, and I failed one there. Whoops. So I'm actually tapping up when this happens, like that. Link will turn around, and the game will just kind of like forget that the edge of the screen exists, and you can warp around to the other side, or wrap around to the other side. It's pretty neat, and it is one of the main bits of speed tech for movement in this run. You are completely on a grid system, and in fact, the grid system is the thing that makes screen scrolling actually work, which is interesting. So it does make your movement a little bit more rigid, but at the same time, it is really nice to be able to do that. So here we are in level 2. An optimal run would do level 3 first, but level 3 is honestly, I'm gonna try and get a bomb here if I can. Nope, I didn't get it. So you notice all of them died right there. I killed the ringmaster, basically, is what happened. But yeah, level 2 is much safer, and this route also gets the white sword as well. I'm gonna grab an extra key here from the moldworms. There we go. That is actually pretty good for no bombs. Yeah, that fight is actually the reason I look for bombs super early on the Garaya with this route. Alright, so here we have the second to last room in level 2. There's a bomb drop. And we're going to get another one right here. And here we have Dodongo, who, wow. Okay. Can you not? Alright, whatever. Honestly, Dodongo going straight down right away is super rare. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that. It's not many. But anyway, that's level 2. So right from here, we're actually going to be going northwest to go get the white sword. But first, we got to go get a heart, because the white sword requires 5 hearts to get. Later on, we're going to be getting the magical sword as well, which requires 12 hearts to get. So you will see me picking up heart containers in this run. yeah, right. That's our Dodongo. You will see me picking up heart containers in this run. I just wasted a bomb, very comically. Doesn't really matter this early. That is why. So I am picking up every available heart container. God, that screen was something else. I'm just going to come over here. Screen scroll over here and go get the white sword. This blue Lionel can be... okay, yeah, he's going left, so I'm just going to screen transition. If I had beams, I could... Are you really going to... Okay, fine. Jeez. Really good luck so far. Really good luck. This game is brutal, by the way. This game is super brutal. I honestly, this is the game I feel the least comfortable with out of the trilogy, so... The goal is to get past Zelda 1.
I tried playing this once and only got like halfway through.
It's a hard game. It's such a hard game. Alright, so now that we have the white sword, we're gonna go down to level 1 and finish level 1. Yeah, the white sword in general just makes things a lot easier. And it is a really good safety strat. Again, this route's only about a minute slower. Oh, check this out, by the way. So level 1. This is the only level where we do this. The top door was locked before, now it's not. So, I think, like, I've been told that the way that works is that the game actually thinks you're entering that room from the south. So, what happens is the game just kind of unlocks that door for you. But we skip a key that way. He's gonna... I'll get that key on the way back. Nice. There we go. I'll get those 5 rupees. Alright, so that is called a block clip right there, what I just did. That works exactly the same way as screen scrolls do. And you can do it the same way by tapping perpendicularly. Oh, by the way, the D... Sorry, I forgot to do that. I'm obligated to do that. But anyway. So, you can actually, you can tap perpendicularly to do that. The same exact way you do with a screen scroll. But, you can sword buffer that. You can sword buffer left to right screen transitions, but not right to left because, reasons. I honestly don't even know. I think it has to do with, like, the amount of pixels you can swing your sword from, like, away from the edge of the screen on the right side versus the left side. Another really good thing about the white sword, by the way, in this route is that you do get to save a lot of bombs by just having the white sword do more damage to your enemies. Alright, and that's level 1. We're going to head down to level 3 now. I like to call this route the we almost do things in regular order route. We do not do things in close to the regular order in the optimal route. Excuse me. In the optimal route, we go 3, 4, 1, 2. In this route, we go 2, 1, 3, 4. So it's like close enough, I guess. And here we have level 3. I have 5 bombs, so for now, at least for now, I'm gonna go ahead and skip the Dark Nut room. skip killing the things in the Dark Knight room, I should say. Can't skip the room, unfortunately. Grab that key. I actually have an extra key right now. I don't really care. I'm probably going to keep it until the end of the game. I'm going to finish the game with a key. It's fine. So the Dark Nut room that I skipped, by the way, back there actually gives you a floor drop. Basically, what I mean by that is it gives you a drop after you clear out all the enemies in the room. And this is way too good RNG for a marathon run. That room was right there. And I have 8 bombs, so that's the reason I skipped it, because there was a chance that I could, you know, come back with full bombs, and I am. Also, I haven't really been counting my kills, but I'm willing to bet that one of those was actually a forced bomb. So the way forced bombs work in this game, and again, I haven't really been counting at all, but the way forced bombs work in this game is every 10 enemies you kill, if you kill 10 enemies without taking damage and kill the 10th enemy with a bomb, provided that enemy can drop an item, it will drop a bomb. Guaranteed. There are some quirks that I won't quite get into until I get screwed by them, but that is the general gist. And here's Manhandla. Manhandla is one of the main reasons I'm doing this route instead of the optimal route. There we go. Yeah, he can be a jerk. But that was fine. Alright, that's level 3. Oh yeah, we can skip Eco Key in Zelda 2 if we carry a key over to Zelda 2. That's how it works. Alright, so now we're gonna head over to level 4. My scrolls are also, like, way too good right now. Just have to go ahead and say that. Like, way too good for a marathon run. Alright, level 4. So, I'm actually going to show you right now, or at least I'm going to try to show you how a force bomb drop works. So that's 1 kill. I'm keeping track of my kills right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5. So I actually did a block clip there in the dark. That's 6. That's 9. Alright. Alright, so the first enemy in this room I'm going to bomb. And I'm going to get a bomb drop. Like that. That's how forced bomb drops work. I don't like... Yep, okay, whatever. Whatever. That wasn't ideal. I'm just gonna sword those guys down. Anyway, so on the way back, I'm actually gonna try and force a bomb to get 8 bombs, because I want to have 8 bombs entering level 5. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take a hit from a bubble. So that doesn't do any damage, it just takes away your sword for a few seconds. But it does reset your kill count. So I'm going to count here. 1. This room is interesting, by the way. So that's 3 kills total. 3 kills total. So that room right there, I actually clipped over a 2-tile wide river. That's 9 kills. So that's a perfect bomb count. So if I just lay a bomb immediately in this room with the Fire, I should get a bomb drop. Provided I don't get hit. There it is. I don't want to use any more. That's pretty terrible luck, actually. Whatever. Yeah, and here's here's the bane of my runs normally, but with White Sword, Gleeok is a lot easier. There we go. Yeah, that's another reason that I do the White Sword route in marathons. Because that boss can be an absolute nightmare in PB attempts. So, at least for me. Alright, so now we're going to make our way. Well, before we go to level 5, we're going to go over here. And we're gonna do the world wrap. These scrolls are not good. So we're gonna do. Please. Okay, fine. So we're gonna go all the way over here. Can you not get in my way? Okay, go all the way over here. And we're just gonna wind up. We're gonna do a screen scroll over here. We're gonna wind up all the way on the eastern part of the world. So watch the map right now. The map on the upper left. There we go. So now we're here. We're gonna do another clip like that, and we're gonna get that heart. Nice bomb drop just to taunt me, by the way. Awesome. Awesome. And we're gonna go get this heart. And I currently have 47 rupees, so I have enough. Like, if I didn't have enough rupees, if I had like less than 40, I would get this. I would get the Armo secret that's right here, but I have enough rupees. We're good. Ah, that's bad. Yeah, I wanted to keep beams, but that's okay. Alright. So another pit stop before we go to level 5. We're actually going to go up here and get this secret. This 100 secret. We're rich. And now we'll go to level 5. Well, the level 5 where I may actually have to... I may have to sword down all the blue dark nuts. Instead of using bombs. Nice. I'm just trying to get some kills, and it's not working. Whatever. We'll just sword them down. Which, again, is a lot easier with white sword than it is with wooden sword. But yeah, the recorder room is a huge run killer in your typical PB attempt. Okay, neither of them wanted to die. Cool. And typically you want to go in here with a kill count of like somewhere between 7 and 9, so that you, like, you know, get a bomb in the room when you bomb the dark nuts. But we don't have that luxury right now. I think we're at a count of either 3 or 4, so I'll use like only a couple bombs. Well, no, that's fine. And then we'll just sword down the rest. It's not good. Thank you. So yeah, the thing with dark nuts is that you can't attack them when they are facing you. Also, I'll take that. You can't attack them when they're facing you. You have to either attack them from the side or from behind. And that is why they're jerks. So now we have the recorder. The recorder serves a couple of functions. Serves a couple of purposes, not functions. So it serves as a transportation method. It warps you instantly to certain places in the overworld. By certain places, I mean dungeons, or screens where dungeons are. And it also opens level 7, so. We're going to grab those bombs. And we're probably going to have to say hi to the Dodongos in the next room to get our full 8 bombs for level 7. I actually kind of wish I'd grabbed that 5 rupees, but whatever. We're going to do this. So, Dodongos, for whatever reason, when you stun them exactly like I did, like when you lay 2 bombs into them like that, and strike them with your sword, they will guarantee... They are guaranteed to drop a bomb. So that's nice. If you're ever short on bombs entering that room, like, you can just bomb them and be fine. Good luck there. Yeah, that is another way of saying it, yeah. Sea dog. But I feel like saying it like that would have been slightly confusing. And although the same is actually true with bombs too. Like you'll notice when I was bombing them, I was trying to lay the bombs like Oh yeah, that's another purpose that the recorder serves, is being able to beat Dig Dogger. Forgot about that one. That's a pretty important one. But either way, yeah, this is let's see, still two. Yeah, okay. They should bring me to level 4, and it did. Good. I need to remind myself that I'm not on the optimal route. So like, I'll tell you how the recorder works really soon. But we're gonna do something first called tricorder. So watch closely. So I actually hit sword and the recorder on the same exact, well, at the same time. Not really on the same frame, but at the same time. What that does is it reduces a lot of lag in the shop, and also simultaneously sets my value for the recorder the next time I play it. Might be wondering, like, what's this recorder value you're talking about? That's what I was going to tell you about before. So there's a value unseen to the player. Every time you play the recorder in the overworld, that was stupid. Every time you play the recorder in the overworld, there's a counter that goes either up or down depending on which way you're facing. So if you're facing left or down, the counter will go down. If you're facing right or up, the counter will go up. And that counter is what determines which level you get brought to when you play it. When you play the recorder and let the tornado take you away. So by doing that, we actually save a couple seconds. By reducing lag in the shop, as well as, nice getting bubbled right away, awesome. Okay. Whatever. As well as, taking the time to set the value one lower, which is closer to where we need to be the next time we play it. I hope that made a little bit of sense. You know what? I'm gonna be nice to him. I'm gonna cook it for him. We're guaranteed good RNG for the rest of the dungeon now. Yeah, level 7 is someone, I forget who it was that described it before, but they described it perfectly when they said level 7 will nickel and dime you for health. Like, that is a perfect descriptor of this dungeon. These Garayas are jerks, throwing their brown, overripe bananas all over the place. How to fend that guy off. Okay, that room was nice. Alright, so since I have the white sword here, I'm gonna try something. Okay, that worked. We saved the bomb that way. Sure, why not? That's not a bomb. No one saw that. I forgot to menu.
So while you're working your way through the rest of level 7, I would like to mention our upcoming incentives for our very next runs of Celeste. We have the Battle Line skin, which is a $25 incentive, and we've only raised $5 so far. We have the Grabless 1C showcase, which is a $50 incentive. Do Chapter 2B side during the run, which is a $40 incentive, as well as the Dance Pad input display, which is a $50 incentive. A couple of those have not raised that much money, and again, Celeste is coming up right after this Zelda Trilogy, so do get your donations in for that. You can type ! donate in chat for a link.
So I've never heard of Celeste. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Like, what's that game?
So I haven't actually heard about it either. I don't know anything about
Damn.
it. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty, like, unknown. But anyway, shoutouts to Fel and Peking Boo, by the way, who are running right after me. They're gonna kill it. I'm looking forward to watching those runs. Fel doing Grabless any percent, and Peking Boo, of course, being Peking Boo and playing the Seasides on a dance pad. So, yeah. That's gonna be interesting. All right, so now that we have 12 hearts, count them, 12, we have access to grab the magical sword. And so we are going to do it. We've already done it. It's over. But anyway, we're going to level 6 now. So this run is now officially the same exact run as it would be on a PB attempt. So this is where the routes deviate. So these wizrobes, these wizrobes, I was hoping for a drop, I didn't get it. I was hoping for a bomb drop, but it's okay, we have bombs. Oh boy, that's, you know, yeah, the objective in this room is to lose your beams right away. That's, like, flawless. We pulled it off perfectly. Okay, good. Awesome. I don't think I could have done a frame better in that room, to be honest. This room is hard, and it's not going well. That bubble is, like, public enemy number 1, by the way. That bubble takes your sword away, like I mentioned earlier, and yeah, it was out for blood. That room. I had to, like, avoid it several times. Alright, so now we have no bombs, so I'm really hoping for a drop from these Vires, and I'm not getting it. I will take that, though. So these wizrobes, by the way, there's a certain way I'm trying to fight them. If you stand relative to them a certain way, they either won't see you or won't hit you with beams. So like, you'll notice that, like, if I'm fighting a wizrobe from the left or right, and they're coming at me, I'm trying my best to stay... I don't know where I was going there. I try my best to stay a half tile below them on the horizontal. Thanks to the bombs. Okay. Give me a bomb. Nope. Actually, that was no, that could not have given me a bomb. Alright, so I'm in a little bit of trouble. Just a little bit. Alright, so I'm actually at a really bad position right now because I have 0 bombs. Like, really through not much fault of my own. Am I at a global 5? Okay, what? It's, down? It is down 1, yeah. Actually, yeah, okay. So this blue Octorok here has a chance to drop a bomb, and he didn't. This guy also does? Good. Alright, fine. Okay, thank you for letting me know what my global was, because I actually did not know. Or actually, I could have... Yeah, because, like, one enemy dropped a clock, right? And that's 3. Yeah, global... There's a reason I haven't mentioned much about global drops, like random global drops in this game, because I don't really keep track of globals, because it's too much for my teeny brain to handle. Anyway...
I don't blame you. I've looked down that rabbit hole and it's complicated.
It is, yeah. Or it's not. It's not complicated if you get used to it. Like, at least in, like, you know, the first level of the game. By the way, level 8 is brutal, as demonstrated there. Yeah, I don't want to. Okay. All right, I need to focus for this room, just to make sure I get through it. Okay, give me that. Thank you. Alright, that's, yeah, those are like the 2 rooms of level 8 right there. Well, there's also this one. And I'm still at... I'm still having some bomb trouble here. So what I might actually do is I might try to force a bomb here. Nope, I didn't get it. Okay, so, alright. Very, very, Weird situation here. Again, low bombs through 8. I probably should have cleared out the room before Gleok, but whatever. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get a... Let's see. Actually, let me go over here, because there's a secret over here that I'm going to get, and I'm going to go buy bombs. Or, unless you want to give me... Unless you guys want to give me one. Nope. Alright, so this is a 10, I think, if memory serves. Yeah, okay. Now, what's my... Alright, I want to go to 4. This is not a great situation, but I do really need bombs. So I'm going to go here and hope to get 3 rupees on the way so I can buy bombs for 20 rupees. Yeah, this is like really bad bomb luck. Where are my rupees? Please.
First, no bombs.
There's one. All right, there we go. Okay. Tell me about it. Okay. So now I'm at 4, so 3, 2, 1. Get me out of here. Okay. Like nothing happened. I'm not even gonna worry about forcing either on the first one. Because I'm not sure what my count is. Don't hit me. I really want to try my best to keep beams into 9. 9 is where a lot of bad things can happen. So what? I just don't think I was far enough out to start. Hello? That... There we go. Okay, I was a pixel away each time. I'm not used to these spawns. Oh, thank you! So level 9. Here we go. Here we are. I'm definitely not used to these spawns. Hopefully they correct themselves. Alright, so I've hit a bubble on the way out, so I'm at 0 kills. I really want to make sure... I mean, I do have a lot of bombs now, thanks to Mr. Generosity of a Lionel outside 9. Alright, so these will get me to 9 kills. Okay, so that's 9. This guy can be a jerk. Okay, good, he didn't shoot at me. Patra in this room as well can also be a jerk. I'm gonna try and clip through him. Got it, cool. Go to the next room. Thank you. Alright, I need to focus now. Alright, good. Yeah, again, like... the main thing in that room is just not losing beams, but I was able to force a bomb as well, so we are totally good for bombs. Totally good for bombs for the rest of it. Alright, so I'm gonna try to clip through that. Perfect. Good, that's a safer clip. There are more aggressive ones you can do there, but I'm not about to do them. I'm not in a marathon. Okay, so being in this room with beams is very good. Beams and bombs. Okay, no longer beams. Oh, God, bubbles, please. Okay, whatever. Could have been worse, I guess. Still not very good, but okay. So yeah, again, objective number 1 is to stay alive right now, and I have 7 hearts, so what I'm probably going to do... 6.5. Is I'm going to... There's a skip you can do with... let's see, I missed that. This is fine. Less fine. I need to not skip the patch right here. Okay. He let me by pretty okay. It's fine.
Would now be a good time for a quick donation?
Sure.
Alright, we have $5 from Rillabelle, who just says, Bzz, which appears to be a button press for our Pokemon Rumble file letter bid war.
Oops. That was, a little bit unnerving. Okay. Talking about the room, not the donation. Sorry. Thank you very much for the donation. Alright. Enough. Okay. What? Okay, I was apparently a little bit late on the sword swing. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get back through here with 3 hearts, but if I can't, I'm gonna go get a potion. We'll see how this goes. No promises whatsoever. But yeah, that is just, honestly, that's Zelda 1. That can happen. But we'll see if we can get back through it. I'm not gonna take my chances with this. He's being okay. Wait, was the one orbital I killed really the one? Wow, okay. Never mind. Okay. Game having mercy on my soul. I would really like some health, though. In fact, let's see, 5. Okay, there we go. Yep. Alright. That, honestly, was the game making it up to me right there. So what that was... Alright, so... God, I'll try to explain this while I'm going through the rest of 9. Shoot. So what that was I mentioned earlier there's a bomb counter. So every 10 kills you get, and you kill the last one with a bomb without taking damage, you get a bomb, guaranteed, right? There's a similar case with fairies, except that's every 16 every 16 kills you get without taking damage. And that's exactly what happened there. And the good thing is, I believe Patra should not be alive either. Patra 3. I'm right. Okay, good. Okay, take 2. Oh, he's there. Whoops. Okay. That's bombs. I am not used to fighting Ganon from that spawn position. But that is totally okay, and that's Zelda 1. Alright, game swap.
So while TGH is swapping games over to Zelda 2, we have a $25 donation from Kadrin. As a Celeste player, I want to see how ridiculous this dance pad shenanigans really is. Also, good luck Jay on the marathon run.
Thank you so much, Kadrin.
And with that $25 donation, we have raised $40 out of $50 for that dance pad input display incentive. We have only $10 to go before we can see those inputs.
Yeah, thank you so much for your donations. Alright, so we're moving on to Zelda 2. Zelda 2, as you can see already, is a totally different experience from Zelda 1. It's that pea bag. Alright, so I'm gonna go get the early trophy. Okay, so to distract from the travesty that happened at the end of Zelda 1. Honestly, though, I'm actually really happy that I was able to still finish Zelda 1 despite that happening. But it's whatever. It happens, honestly. Like that was what I was most afraid of happening in this marathon, so yeah, everything else should be okay now. Should, quote unquote, should be okay. But this is Zelda 2. Zelda 2, we go from a completely 100% overworlds type game, like top-down type game, to this. Which is kind of a mixture. It's a mixture of overworld elements and a side-scrolling combat platforming type thing. And I'll be honest with you, I think that this is the best speed game in the trilogy. I really do. I started with Link to the Past, and then learned Zelda 1, and then learned Zelda 2. But yeah, I think Zelda 2 takes the cake for the best speed game in the trilogy, personally. All right, so right away I'm going to try something called Bubble Skip. And we got it there, good. So yeah, overworld encounters in this game can be manipulated pretty, not easily, but reliably, I should say. Like, fairly reliably, like, more reliably than you might think. And that is the basis of a lot of speed tech that we do in the overworlds. This screen is awful, and I should focus so that I don't die. Okay. Alright, so yeah, just like waiting there and like hesitating, luring them toward me a little bit so that they come toward me. And like the key to avoiding encounters in the overworld is actually to like start your movement when they are between tiles, like when the enemies are between tiles. And that really helps. But we're here in Palace 1, and I want you to keep a very close eye on my XP, my experience meter, quote-unquote meter, on the top right. So once it gets over the amount that's listed there, it allows me to up my next stat, but I actually canceled that one. A huge part of this game, huge part of this run, is keeping... by the way, I should note the category. The category is 100% all keys, which basically just means you get every spell, every heart container, every magic container, place every gem in each palace, get every item in the game, in addition to getting every key in the game, every small key in the game. But yeah, so what I'm doing by canceling an attack like that is I'm actually saving up for attack. So I want to level up my attack as much as possible. I want to kill you. I want to level up my attack as soon as possible to the max it can be. And if I do everything correctly and get like 1% lucky, as well. I will be at attack 8 coming out of Palace 4, which is the max attack. Okay, that's good. That'll work. So now I'll take attack 2. And if I get lucky as well in Palace 1, and by lucky I mean hit a 3 and 4 chance, I will be at attack... Excuse me. I will be at attack 4, leaving Palace 1. Which is nice, because attack 3 through Death Mountain is not quite as fun. You know, I'll do it if I have to, but it's not as fast as attack 4. I am skipping certain enemies as well, as you can see. I'm skipping that Stalfos, for instance. I'm skipping this one as well on the way to that key and on the way back in order to manipulate the enemies that I kill, which is important because certain enemies, so groups of enemies that are larger in size and in like experience they give, excuse me bots, can give something called a P bag or an experience bag, like that bag I just picked up right there, except they drop from enemies instead of be on the floor. And hang on a second. Okay. And we want enemies that give less experience to drop P bags in order to get our experience to a certain level. I actually need to I need to kill one more bot. You'll do. Okay. That's fine. So the reason for that is that P bags are always like within drop groups. P bags are always the same amount of experience. Is always 200 in the bigger drop group. In the smaller drop group, it's 50. But we don't really care about that much. So this is one of the enemies that can and hopefully will drop a P bag, and he did. Cool, awesome. So that means we will have attack 4 out of Palace 1, which is ideal. That's a very good thing, by the way. That's a very good thing. So there's attack 3. And I'm going to do something here called Chewy Skip. I missed him, but I was supposed to hit him, but I adjusted, so that's fine. Just let him jump over you. So those guys, the Chewy's movement is completely deterministic, so you can actually like just kind of determine what they do. They're actually they do exactly the same thing, provided you get to them at the same time upon entering a screen. So they're very, very predictable. So yeah, that P bag actually was able to get us exactly enough experience to be able to level up at the end of Palace 1. Slow down just a little bit. Because the ends of palaces always level you up to the next available, level up. Which is really nice and very, very useful. It's what we use, that's what we use to get our attack all the way up. Like, you always want to have your next available stat to level up be attack. Alright, so we are clear through Palace 1, sitting pretty with attack 4. And we're going to go get our first spell. So the way spells work in this game is, well, you cast them, and they take magic. You see I have a magic meter in addition to the life meter at the top of the screen. This game actually introduced magic to the Zelda franchise, by the way. Fun fact. So the way getting a spell works is typically what will happen is a woman in town will be asking for a favor, kind of. And so, for instance, we got the trophy really early in the game. We got the trophy in what we call Trophy Cave, aptly. So we went and got that, and we brought it back. And that woman said, "Here, you can meet with my father." And the father, who happens to be a very powerful wizard, will teach you a spell that you can use to advance throughout the rest of the game. So in that case, we learned the jump spell, which will allow us to jump a little bit less than 2 times higher than we currently can, which we'll be utilizing immediately in this cave right here. Okay, I'm gonna cancel life 1. I'll be getting it later just because it's full health. Nice. Canceling a level up, or rather taking a level up, actually just kind of maxes out however much health or magic that you have. So that can be better utilized in certain places, so I will be canceling certain level ups because of that. This is the worst walk in the game, by the way, and it looks like we're getting lucky. 0 encounter a Bagu walk. That never happens, by the way. Never, ever, ever happens. And there's Bagu. That was Bagu. We know Bagu now. And knowing Bagu is important, and you'll see why in a couple minutes. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the combat in this game. So, knowing exactly how to fight enemies is extremely important, as you might imagine. But some of the basics is when you're it's very obvious just by looking at it. But when you're in the air, you don't actually stop when you crouch, or you don't actually stop when you swing your sword. If you're in the air, if you're airborne. If you're on the ground, trust me, if I was on the ground and I swung my sword, I would stop. So the ideal way to fight enemies in this game is to fight them airborne so that you don't stop moving. Another thing is that crouching stabs are actually, they come out a little bit faster. In fact, they come out almost instantaneously relative to your B press. We just got the life spell, by the way. They come out almost instantaneously relative to your B press, whereas the standing stabs actually take a few frames to happen after you press B. So crouching stabs are definitely what we'll be doing for most of this run, actually, crouching stabs, unless just sometimes standing stabs are just more practical to do. So this is why we want to know Bagu, because this guy really, really likes Bagu, apparently. So we know Bagu, so he can help us cross the bridge. You know Bagu? He says. Do you know Bagu? You should if you don't. Alright, so we're entering actually one of the hardest parts of the run. This is Death Mountain. Death Mountain can be volatile. I'm going to life up. A nice 4-beam there. Bagu's got connections. Oh, I actually want to take magic too. Oh, that's... Wow. That's fine. I want to take magic too. Next level up. Which will be right here. Actually, since I did Chewy skip, this guy's going to drop a P-bag. Cool. And take magic too. And we're going to cancel life 3. We're going to cancel life 3 twice, actually. So I actually have a life spell queued right now because there is a room later on that I really want beams for. Cool, okay. Excuse me. So on that red Dyra right there, those guys are called Dyras. They throw axes if you let them, or if they decide to screw you over. I did something called the double stab. I just did it right there too. So a double stab is actually like super fast. When you're falling, you can do a falling standing stab. I just did another one there. You do a falling standing stab and then immediately jump and do a crouching stab. And that'll actually hit the enemy twice if you do it quickly enough and are close enough. It's like there. It's like I actually just did 3 hits on that Daira. It looked like I did 2, but I actually did 3. Trust me. So I want beams for the second part of this room too, so if I can just cleanly do this guy, cast life, fire a beam there to protect my head. Yeah, beams are super important. Whoops. I just lost them. Cool. Luckily I didn't really need them much anymore, but it would have been nice to keep them at least. But that's fine. Stop there a little bit to get that Daira's experience. That Mew is awkward, to say the least. That's called a Mew right there, the smaller looking enemy with spikes on it. That is a Mew, M-Y-U. $151st Pokemon. You see me pausing, by the way, occasionally. The pauses are actually to equip the spells. So by pausing and hovering your cursor over a spell, you actually are equipping that spell. So I just equipped life, because pretty soon I'm going to want beams. And I get a free magic refill, so you might as well... I get a free magic refill in a little bit by getting the second magic container. But yeah, see, that's why I didn't cast it right away, because I could take damage there. But now I cast it, and now I have full life, and I can just do this room without stopping. Cover my head there. Another thing to mention about combat, by the way, is that you'll see me like jumping and firing the other way, or like swinging my sword like the opposite way, like that. That actually doesn't lose any time, because when you're holding down, you can switch directions freely in the air without losing any time. That was really unlucky, by the way. Like, that was super unlucky, the way the enemy moved. That was kind of disgusting. Okay. Alright, so next order of business is to get the Water of Life to return to the village called Mido so that we can get our next spell. And until then, there's not really much going on, so if we have any donations to read, now would be a really good time to read them.
Well, that's awesome. I've got quite a few donations here.
Nice.
I have an anonymous $10 donation. And with that anonymous $10 donation, we have met our Celeste Dance Pad input display goal.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah, let's go. Of course, we do have plenty of other Celeste incentives still open for the Grabless category. We have our Battlein skin, where we still need $20. We have our 1C Showcase, which still needs $50. And we also have our Chapter 2 B-side, which needs $30 more. So get your donations in for that. You can type !donate in chat to get those in. We have a $10 donation from our very own Eye of Newt. I really want to see Fel do this Grabless 2B, and so do you. Confirmed, so do I.
Confirmed.
All three of us here want to see it, so get your donations in for that Grabless 2B. We also have a $10 donation from Burks85.
I assure you that looked really swag. That was not intentional. Not advised whatsoever, killing that Daira from behind like that, but you know what? It is what it is. You don't know that was an accident. Medicine Cave, by the way, is this screen in particular is one of my least favorite screens in the game. But we're gonna pick up this 1-up. That is a 1-up, by the way. You collect dolls of yourself, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. But yeah, those are 1-ups. We want 1-ups because later on we can actually save a lot of time by death warping. That was a lucky back spawn, by the way. By death warping in Palace 4. You'll see. You'll see when we get there. So, this is the town of Mido. And it's very apparent that Mido really doesn't care that much about like accessibility, because you need to cast jump to enter this house. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Like, I would file a complaint if I were Link, or if I were anyone else in this town. So there are 2 of these swordsmen in the game that actually teach you certain techniques. Like this guy just taught me down stab, which means I can hold down in the air at any time and do that. It's like it'll serve as like a downward, like imagine you're Mario stomping on a Goomba. Like that's what that attack does. That's down stab. And in addition to down stab, we're gonna get one of the most useful spells in the game. This is the fairy spell. So fairy does a couple of things. It allows you to fly in the air for an infinite amount of time on a certain screen. It allows you to skip pickup animations when you get an item, which is actually what we'll be using for it. Well, what we'll be using it for the most. There we go. English is hard. And yeah. It actually also allows us to progress in certain areas. So you'll notice, by the way, that I'm moving in a what might seem like a slightly erratic way in the overworlds. I assure you, unless I say it is unless I say it's a mistake, it's not a mistake. It is a way to walk that can consistently, or more consistently, avoid encounters. And that's the reason I'm doing it. Like, so for instance, I walked an extra tile there, coming out of Mido, in order to skip, or not skip, but in order to just like make it a little bit more consistent to not get an encounter on my way to that cave. Like right now. Okay, I got a back spawn. That's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take an extra step here. Like that. And that's going to prevent the next set of spawns from coming until super late, like that. Oh, he came up to me. That's unfortunate. You weren't supposed to do that. That's fine. Still, one encounter on the way to Palace 2 is not that bad. This is Palace 2, by the way. This is Palace 2. What is there to note in Palace 2? It's just... I don't know. If I think of anything, I'll let you know. So one thing that you might have wondered, by the way, is why I didn't take Life 3 in Death Mountain. Nice, good. Okay, this room is actually pretty cool, if I do it right. There we go. I like that strat a lot. So I did take Life 3 because Palace 2 can be a little bit of a jerk to you later on. And I want beams for a certain part, or like, you know, certain parts of it. Like, I really want beams for certain parts of it. So getting Life 3 in Palace 2 actually serves as a way for you to refill your health. It also allows me to reach attack 5 sooner, which can make certain parts of Palace 2 slightly faster. There's a key there. By the way, something I might not have mentioned. In fact, I definitely didn't mention it. The staircases in this game are manually operated. They are not like Super Metroid, so you need to hold up and down to make the elevators move. I did not say staircase, did I?
Yes, you did.
I said elevator. Did I really say staircase? Did I really say the staircase was manually Oh my goodness.
You said elevator the second time.
Okay, well that's good enough, I guess. This room is dangerous. Okay, good. And yes, I am getting comments from the peanut gallery, by the way. My partner Amber Cypern is providing encouraging commentary behind me, or not behind me, in front of me actually. But and making fun of my English, like always. Yes, good. So, fun fact, did you know that most staircases are manually operated? Most, if not all.
As an architect, I can confirm that most staircases are manually operated.
So, Musical Daredevil, the host of the run, just said, I can confirm that as an engineer, most staircases are manually operated. Or not as an engineer, as an architect. Sorry. As an architect.
Yeah, I'm not an engineer. No.
Not an engineer, okay. Sorry. You should know by now my English is not on point. You know? Yeah, this run is way too long. That's what I'll blame it on. We're only an hour in, by the way. Hope you're ready for 3.5 hours of me potentially gaffing the English language.
Well, look, if it makes the run entertaining...
I mean, like, if I can be entertaining by looking like an idiot, I'll be entertaining by looking like an idiot, okay? I will die on that hill.
Perfect.
I am willing to do that.
I died on that hill by playing We're all in this together.
Yeah, we've done worse things. Okay, so yeah, we're coming up on the... I was literally just going to say we're coming up on the part where I really want beams. I should not have said anything. But anyway. It's still not that big of a deal. It's just it's a strat that is made more consistent with beams that I was really wanting to do. We still can do it if we get lucky, but yeah. This strat looks cool if I do it right, by the way. Cool. So we actually grabbed the key and then turned around mid-sword swipe and hit the Chewy. I honestly don't know what the proper name of that enemy is, but the entire community calls it Chewy, so... Alright, so if I can get lucky here, and also move correctly... Yeah, just go right under him. Nice. See ya, Chewy. Alright, so I want to be at 200 experience by the time I leave, or by the time I reach Helmet Head, the boss of Palace 2. So there we go, there's 238, so I can skip this guy. Yeah, it's Helmet Head. Attack 5 Helmet Head is actually really fast. Cancel both those so that we get our attack level up to be next. There we go, that's Palace 2. But Fairy, alright, so this walk coming up back to, I'm going to be walking back to Roru to get the shield spell. This is the worst walk in the game. It is pretty luck dependent, and I'm getting lucky so far. Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. Like, I would take that. Attack 6. That's not what I wanted. No. Yeah, so if I do these screens correctly, the good thing is, so one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that the encounters in this game, what they do, like what exactly they do once they spawn and start moving, is dependent on how much time you spend in the previous overworld screen. And I think it goes by 8 frame rules. So if you leave the screen within a certain 8-frame window, they'll do one thing, and the next 8-frame window, they might do something different, and then the next 8-frame window, they might do something different, etc., etc. Oh, Rhode Island resident here. I grew up saying bubbler, so can confirm I have heard bubbler. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Alright, so might be wondering why the hell did you not get that earlier? Because that's right at the beginning of the game, like that spell is. The answer is it makes this walk super consistent. Oh, I walked an extra tile, I didn't need to. It makes that walk really, really consistent. Takes all the luck out of it. It also is supposed to make bubble skip and also double bubble skip more consistent as well, but that didn't really happen for me. I got the single bubble skip, but not the reverse. Okay, so by not killing that guy, we're actually maintaining our drops, because Palace 3 is a little bit... It can be stingy with magic. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attack that. That is not a magic drop. So Palace 3, 4, and 5, I believe, all have a situation where attacking that first statue can get you a 50% chance at a drop, at a magic drop. The other 50%, a red iron knuckle spawns. But luckily, we have our drops lined up. Nice. Okay, fine. Luckily, we have our drops lined up so that we can get a jar, I believe, on either the first or second iron knuckle that I kill in here. Also, fun fact, I did not need that 50 experience whatsoever. I just, like, kind of impulse grabbed it. Oops. No, that's unfortunate. Killing those Mews is honestly, like, way too hard, and I don't really know why. Like, sometimes, like, you can kill them, like, on an extremely late frame if you swing your sword on landing. Okay, there's my red jar. Perfect. Nice. That's exactly what I wanted. So what that's going to allow me to do, actually, is, along with the fact that my experience is actually at a really good point right now, where I can level up at the same time where I need to use fairy. Also, this room I need to be careful. In fact, I'm gonna stop right here, let him do whatever. Okay, that's fine. Because, yeah, those bots in that room can be, mean, to say the least. So I'm gonna equip fairy, and as soon as I do something called jackhammer that blue iron knuckle, and I'll tell you about that in a second, I can cast fairy and then immediately level up to magic 3 and get a full magic refill, which is super nice. For multiple reasons, actually, because casting jump in this room coming back is very nice. What's with the 2 straight 1 in 8 small P-bag drops, by the way? That's incredible. So on smaller enemies, like for instance that bot and those guys. Actually, no, I don't think those red enemies are assigned to a drop group. But for a small enemy to drop a P-bag, that's a 1 in 8 chance. A big enemy has a 1 in 2 chance. Small enemies have a 1 in 8. So it's absurd that I just got 2 in a row. We call this the Minecraft room. Well, this room as well as the 2 other rooms identical to it. We call those the Minecraft rooms. But yeah, magic is also really good to have a lot of, like, especially near the end of Palace 3, because you might have noticed that there's a fairly lengthy refill period at the end of each dungeon if you're low on magic or health. Ugh, what? Okay, and it looks like instead of keeping this magic, I'm going to be casting life. Because I don't really know exactly what happened there. But yeah, I'm going to try... there's a cheese strat to this, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, oh wow. I missed a double stab. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, the double stab just missed. But that's fine. Alright, so we're gonna equip Fairy. By the way, you can you have a free equip of any spell that you're gonna use next at the end of a dungeon. Oh, I'm gonna try this. Okay, fun. That's fine. So I just did something there called the Slink, by the way. For whatever reason, an enemy from below you that's moving straight up at you will usually move to the side before it actually reaches you. It's just the way they move. You have like a couple of frames to start moving, and you just won't get an encounter. You won't get hit by it. So we were able to do that just fine there, which is nice. Alright, so not taking any damage here on these walks. If I do get any encounters, which I really shouldn't. And there we go, okay. But yeah, keeping beams into this cave is really important because, like I mentioned earlier, you want to do this room without stopping, basically. Okay, that doesn't affect anything. Yeah, you want to do that room without stopping because it makes this walk really consistent too. So I should never get an encounter here. Yeah, that guy should just go right by me. That's fine. So, the Zelda franchise, as y'all probably know who've played Zelda, it teaches us really good morals. So we're gonna abduct a child. There we go. Dressed as a fairy, of course. I'm sure that child is not scarred for life. It's all fine. So that's the palace we're going to next, by the way. But before we do that, we need to get the Reflect spell from the western mountain town of Darunia. In order to get to Darunia, we're going to do a walk called the Dazzle, which is named after a member of the community named Dazzle, actually. So you notice I waited there for a little bit. That is actually part of the strat for this. And yeah, like, honestly, like, unless I get a fairy there... Ooh, that's... Okay. Unless I get a fairy there... Like, it's been a long time since I've gotten an encounter there. Without getting, like, ferried. And I'm stabbing at the ends of these screens, by the way. Or I stabbed at the end of that first screen to delay my exit to hit an 8-frame window to leave the screen to make all those enemies aggro me. This game's neat. It has some BS, but this game is honestly really neat as a speed game. So right there, you're not supposed to enter chimneys as a fairy. You can only do that as Santa Claus. But all jokes aside, you're not supposed to be able to enter that chimney as a fairy, but if you cast spell while you're airborne and you're holding down, you can just go in. It's like a secret code. And no, there is no Santa Claus spell in this game, unfortunately. Sorry. Sorry to inform you about that.
Aww.
I know. I know. A lot of people are disappointed by that. But, anyway. So that was the upstab, which looks like this. It looks only slightly more ridiculous than the downstab does. But before we leave this town, we're going to grab the Reflect spell, like I mentioned earlier. And Reflect is required to beat the boss of Palace 4, Karok, which, by the way, is the best boss in the game, and you'll see why when we get there. Karok's the boss. Alright, so before leaving this town, I'm going to read this sign. It's a very nice sign, specifically the first 3 letters. So doing that delays your movement enough to make those enemies aggro you once again. Again, slashing to make them aggro me again out of here. 2 back spawns, nice. The only time in the game you really don't want to see back spawns, and now this is the tough walk. Okay. One last thing to get by. There we go. So you notice I actually paused right there and let them move a little bit. That's what I mentioned earlier. I mentioned earlier that you want to move like while the enemies on the screen are on half tiles. That makes it a lot easier to avoid encounters. Alright, so since this is a marathon as well, ordinarily I'd want to leave Palace 4 with 2 lives. Again, it can get easy to die in this game. It is easy to die. But instead, I'm going to leave with 3 lives. I don't want another Zelda 1 to happen. Honestly, we're lucky we even made it to Zelda 2. I'm not gonna take any chances here. What happened was I died to Ganon, but managed to make my way all the way back and kill Ganon from the start of 9, like starting with 3 hearts, because with the aid of a couple of forced fairies. Alright, so coming up is a portion where I'd normally death warp 3 times, but I'm only going to do it 2 times. This jump is a little bit tight. I'm going to make sure that I concentrate for it. Alright, yeah, we're good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast jump on this screen. And again, ordinarily at the end of it, there's a key, and I would just plunge into the lava to death warp. But I'm not going to do that this time. I am going to just leave the room normally and get unlucky on a 50-50 drop once again. That loses me a couple seconds. I'd rather have full magic leaving, but that's also fine. Doesn't matter that much. Falling down. So my community calls this the Undertale room. Oh, okay. What is your major malfunction? There we go. Life, yes. Planned. Yeah, we call this the Undertale room because, well, yeah. A blue and a red skeleton. You figure it out. Wait, what was risky? I'm actually gonna leave that guy. So, not killing that blue Doom Knocker. By the way, yes, that is what they're called. Not killing that blue Doom Knocker actually keeps a fireball. It keeps a bubble from spawning later on in the screen. Okay. Ooh, jump rope. Yeah, there's a bit of RNG. Like, the spawns of the wizards are completely RNG. Oh, you mean that? Oh, I had no chance of soft locking there. If you keep going, like, if you never stop, you don't get the experience ever. Or at least I have never gotten the experience. Like, you don't even... If you don't stop there, like, you don't kill him at all. You don't get any experience. Granted, I don't usually actually kill him, but... That's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, again, these spawn positions are RNG. Yeah, if we have any more donations, then now would be a fairly good time to read if we do have any.
We have a $50 anonymous donation that just says, "Thanks everyone, great job."
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the $50 donation.
Yes, thank you very much. And again, all your donations are going to the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf.
Alright, so we're gonna, we have one more instance of totally not the same room, I swear, as the other two. Totally not. But we will be death warping after this. So there we go. Yeah, we're gonna leave Palace 4 with 3 lives for a little bit of padding. And we are going to be off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of P4. Karok. Great boss. You'll see why. But I do have a really nice strat for Karok that I think you'll enjoy. And that is very effective. Alright, so we're gonna get a level up here. I need to make sure to cancel. Leveling's been pretty smooth this run. No mistakes. Alright, so we're gonna cast Reflect. Alright, here we go. Sometime today, please. Thank you. All right, there we go. We got it. Awesome. So the strat was actually to drink coffee while I was doing the fight to get a little bit of extra caffeine for the trick coming up here. Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty solid strat.
Yeah,
Try
it's
that another run.
Yeah, it's a good strat. It's definitely saved me time before. We'll see if it saves me time here. So coming up actually is a pretty important trick called Eco Key. Eco Key is important because it saves 12 seconds, but it also saves a lot of magic. So there's a situation, there's a portion of this dungeon right at the beginning, actually, where you ordinarily need to cast Fairy. There's attack 8, by the way, so our attack is maxed out. You ordinarily need to cast Fairy to access the last half of the room. Instead, we're going to cast Jump, and we're going to do a pretty specific damage boost. There we go. Damage boost off of the bubble. So ordinarily, when you cast Fairy, you have to leave the room and come back, because you can't pick up the key as a fairy. It's game design. But yeah, so that also saves a lot of magic. And I think this guy has my... Yep, there we go. So that helps. Welcome to Palace 5, says that Mago. This room can be a pain too. I just need 2 blocks to spawn right... Okay, that's fine. That is... okay, that's fine. Honestly, could have been a lot worse. And I'm gonna cancel Magic 4 there. Because there's a better place to get it. So I'm actually going to life up and cast Jump. Yeah, so the reason I canceled Magic 4 there was so that I could get full life and also cast Jump before refilling my magic completely. So now I have full magic and full life, which is really nice. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had full either at this point. So it's just a little bit of a strategic delay of the leveling up, which is otherwise inconsequential. But yeah, you want as close to full health as possible in Palace 5, because these Magos can be obstructive, to say the least. To use the kindest word possible, they can be obstructive. But they're being very kind right now, actually. You know, I actually want to kill... I want to kill till I get a drop. Good, okay. So that actually lines up my drops really well with the drop I want after this dungeon. That's fine. I could have killed him. If I didn't kill that Mago, by the way, I'm pretty sure it would have actually hit me with its fireball going the other way. But yeah, there are certain times when you want to kill them by doing something called a jackhammer, which, by the way, I never actually explained how jackhammers work. So jackhammering, I'm going to do it again here, actually. Of course, I haven't done it properly yet in this run, but so what a jackhammer is it's a downstab followed by multiple repeated downstabs in the air. So you're basically just like jumping, doing a downstab, and then once you land the initial downstab, you're mashing down in order to do multiple downstabs. And because enemies in this game don't have any inherent iframes, it just damages it over and over and over. And that's super useful on those blue iron knuckles that are in those hallways, which are very hard to beat otherwise. You can just jump on top of it and jackhammer it. And ideally, and normally this doesn't happen. Normally you wouldn't get hit. Oh, that's unlucky. Normally you wouldn't get hit, but I've gotten kind of unlucky both times. Alright, so there's going to be one last magic grab here. Right there. So I casted life while my magic was going up. Like from the magic container. Like from the jar, the red jar. And that actually gives me more magic than it's supposed to when that happens. I'm not positive exactly how it works, like the specifics of like how much magic you'd get. But yeah, it worked completely fine with experience now, and I think I can afford to kill the red Iron Knuckle without going over on drops. Yeah, my count should be 3 right now, so yeah, killing both of them would be fine. Killing both that orange and this red Iron Knuckle, which otherwise can be a pain to skip. Like a huge pain to skip. Alright, so coming up is the boss called Guma, who hits like an absolute truck. So we're gonna cast Shield. Hits like a truck and goes off the screen. It's perfect. But yeah, that's fine. Honestly, not a terrible fight. Or it didn't end up being that bad. It could have been bad, but yeah, whatever. Okay. So, there's a town that I walked right past earlier. I walked right past the town of Nibiru, which has the fire spell. So you can get the fire spell in Nibiru. The reason for that is because level ups in towns, for whatever reason, actually, we know what the reason is. I'm pretty sure we know what the reason is. Are super fast. Way faster than they would be in the overworld. So watch how fast these level ups are. I'm actually going to level up 4 times in town right here. So check this out. So magic twice, life twice. Okay, yeah, so, and we think it's because in towns, the game just kind of switches its mode to saying like, okay, anytime you obtain something, use this sound instead of the normal level up or the normal, item obtain sound. So a spell you get in a town will normally give you this 4-note fanfare, as opposed to the 7-note fanfare that you'd get otherwise. So like the sound that would play right here is 4 notes. And what we think happens is once you enter a town, the game just says, all right, any fanfare that plays, make it the 4-note fanfare instead of the 7. And that saves like, 8 seconds on level ups, which is nice. And coming up as well, we're going to do something called fence skip, or hopefully we're going to do something called fence skip. We're going to read the sign. Well, I'm going to make sure to leave at the proper point there. Play the recorder, which we got in Palace 5. Oh, what the... Okay. That was really strange. But we did it. So what I did was I actually skipped one of these encounters. I completely skipped this force encounter. That looks exactly like this. That was a few tiles ago. Yeah, that can be an issue after Palace 5, but it was not an issue for me. I know when it can be an issue, and I will abort if need be, but it was not an issue there. All right, this is a tough walk right here. Wow. I stopped on the wrong tile. That was completely my fault. And I got lucky there, okay. Yeah, that was, that's unlucky. So I was hoping, I had my drops lined up perfectly there. Nice. I had my drops lined up perfectly there for a drop to happen on that first Tektite. Unfortunately, it dropped a pea bag instead of a red jar. I would have really preferred a red jar, because red jars, which completely refill your magic, actually would have saved me a heal in this town. Would have saved me talking to the old lady. So this is the town of New Kasuto, which for whatever reason is hidden by trees, which you can only knock down with the hammer. Let that sink in for a second. The hammer. When's the last time you cut down a tree with a hammer? Anyone?
I don't think I've ever cut down a tree with a hammer.
I can say the same. I don't think I ever have either. Some wild stuff. But anyway, so yeah, it is in fact the hammer that allows you to cut down trees. Pose, by the way. So we got the spell, by the way. The spell allows us to erect that building from the ground. As well as turn any enemy in the game that isn't like one of the enemies in Great Palace or a boss into a bot, which is really nice. It can be nice in VOD. We might be using it in VOD once or twice, but we'll see. Hopefully not too many times. Oh, I need to talk to you. You didn't see that. Definitely didn't just lose frames to forgetting where I was going. Alright, so coming up is Palace 6. What I typically do in Palace 6 is, so, it's a palace that can be tight on magic. Especially if you don't get a jar at the beginning, a red jar at the beginning from a certain statue that has a 50-50 chance of giving you one. So I need to be careful with magic. On this screen, by the way, I also need to be wary of how I get hit and how many times, because it's important to know. I got hit forwards and forwards, so okay, maybe that's good. I actually don't know. I was too early. Yep, I left too early for that slink. I'm gonna try one more. Okay, whatever. That's fine. One encounter there is not the end of the world. Alright, so we play the recorder on that spot, which opens Palace 6, and in we go. So there's a notorious room in this palace. By the way, we got the magical key in New Kasuto, which allows us to open every locked door, or any locked door, which is really nice. I'm gonna kill you. Otherwise, he would have just hammered me. There we go. Finally, a successful jackhammer. Also, that jump is pretty tight. The jump is like a few frames. I don't know exactly how many. If I had to guess, I'd say like 5. 4 or 5. This room is cool. So the next room is the notorious room I was talking about. It's rather infamous in casual play, because there's an invisible hole in this floor, which takes you down several floors. I do not want to fall into it, so I'm going to cast Jump. Pogo on that. We did not get a jar, as as the prophecy foretold. Have I gotten any 50/50 jars this run? I don't remember if I have. Nice. Alright, so that was Rebenak refight 1 of 2. We fight Rebenak again. That's the boss of Palace 3, but he comes back. But this time we're attack 8 instead of attack 6. So we can finish him off in only 2 hits after we get rid of its horse. So we jump back over the invisible hole. I don't remember if I have. If I have gotten a 50/50 red jar, I don't remember what it was. Or when it was. I got one on an enemy, but none on a statue, I don't think. I don't think I've gotten one on a statue. So that's pretty damn unlucky. And yes, they are all 50/50. Whatever, maybe the game's gonna make it up to me with the one in GP if I need it. GP being Great Palace. And so now we make our way all the way back. See if I can get this, come on. We need the swag points. Did I get it? We got it, we up here, let's go. Not a glitch, by the way. There we go, get rid of those guys, because they suck. P3, no, P3 entrance, I got an Iron Knuckle. I did get magic, though, from the red Iron Knuckle, outside, so... So yeah, it's actually really important that I do not get hit by a bubble here, because bubbles take away a slight amount of magic, and I literally cannot get rid of any... I cannot do away with any magic that I have right now. I cannot part with any magic that I have, or else I won't be able to fight the boss the way I normally do. Alright, here we go. Rebenak refight 2 of 2. Ooh, I missed him. There we go. Well, that worked. The second half was good. Alright. So we need to cast Fairy here. And after we cast Fairy, we're going to have just enough magic to cast Jump on Barba. And you know what? I have 3 lives. So I'm going to be a little bit of a risk taker here. And we're going to try the optimal strat in Barba, see if it works. There we go. That's the boss fight. So that is the Barba Jackhammer. And that was actually a pretty good Palace 6. Pretty okay. Alright, so now here's the hardest part of the run. So I'm probably gonna do myself a favor and focus for most, if not all, of the split. Because Valley of Death into Great Palace is definitely one of the more demanding parts of the run, if not the most. So I might shut up. I'm sure much to the pleasure of everybody. And we're gonna focus for a little bit. But I do have time before the action starts. So if we have any donations to read before we get the Thunder Spell, or as reading the Thunder Spell.
So I would actually like to take this time to mention again our upcoming Celeste incentives, and that is coming up right after this 2D Classic Zelda Trilogy run. We have the Battle Line skin, which still needs $20. We have the Grabless 1C showcase, which still needs $50. And we have Do Chapter 2 B-side during the Grabless run, which still needs $30. Again, you need to get your donations in because that Grabless run is coming right up very soon after this Trilogy run. You can type !donate in chat to get a link to send in your donations for that.
Okay, yeah, this is the part where we need to focus. So let's see if we can successfully do that. Okay, so far so good. It's really important that it was really important that I didn't take damage on that bridge. Okay. Forcing counter skip here. Another one here. Okay, so far so good. I like to cast jump on this screen. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. Okay. Say hi to Max the Scorpion. He was nice. Named after a runner, member of the community, named Scorpion Max. Okay. Alright, this is good. So we'll kill this. We're gonna skip killing this one because I want to save Magic 8 until like sometime late in GP. That was a really good Valley of Death. Full health, almost full magic. Yeah, we really did ourselves a favor there by not taking any damage. Alright, so we can cast Fairy over this enemy that I'm not sure I'm allowed to say the proper name of on stream in this marathon, so I'm gonna because it kind of resembles a swear, but we're gonna call it a spicy chicken. Alright, so this room, I like to call this room 11.5 seconds of holding right. There we go, nice. Okay. So, here comes the first challenge. Okay, good. Ah. I don't want to kill you. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to kill that that Ra and make it to Magic 8 right away. Okay. Really hard room here. Or it can be hard. Jump. Thank you. Okay. So I don't even think I mentioned, this is Great Palace, by the way. This is the last palace in the game. It's pretty sparse, but the parts that have enemies are pretty frickin' hard. Can and will troll you. And so far I'm actually getting pretty good luck. Like, really good luck, actually. Ah. It's fine. There is a reason I killed that bot. I killed that bot because there are two Mews on the last screen here that I want to kill both of them because one of them can drop a blue jar. But they're both worth 10. Okay, yeah, see, like that. Whoops. Nice. Alright, so coming up is Thunderbird. I'm just going to cast Jump, Shield, Reflect, and Thunder. Thunder is going to actually make him vulnerable. So... Ah. Oh boy. Okay, so whatever. It's fine. That was a glitch that can happen if you level up right there. Like, if you level up as you step on the bridge and make it disintegrate, that can happen. Okay. Final boss. Okay, pretty good. Cool. That is Zelda 2, and now I gotta swap.
So while TGH is switching games, and because I just haven't been annoying enough about these Celeste Grabless incentives, please get your donations in for those. We are still quite a bit short on those incentives, and you only have another hour and a half or so to get those in because that Grabless run is coming right up. And also as a reminder, all of your donations are going directly to support the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf. To donate, go to speedrun.com/MFSB2020/donate or type !donate in chat.
Excuse me, I just have to change some settings real quick, including one last thing. Okay, there we go. So the game is probably no longer ear-bleedingly loud. There we go. Sorry about that. Had to change a lot of settings between console switches. But here we go. This is the third and final game of the trilogy. Link to the Past. Also, God, my controllers are just falling all over the place here because my wires are bad. I'm trying to play and also, like, untangle my controllers at the same time. Okay. Alright, we're totally good now. It's part of the run. It's part of the challenge. Okay. So, this is the third, final, and longest game of the three. Nice. We're already off to a great start. So this is Hyrule Castle. There's not a heck of a whole lot going on near the beginning of this run, not until we get the boots and allow us to actually move quickly. But for now, the objective is to save Zelda from the prison cell and escort her out of the dungeon. Of course, while saving as many frames as possible and losing as few frames as possible. So basically the opposite of what I just did in that room. So I am doing something actually to save some frames right away. Very, very, very exciting tech called pumping. So anytime I'm moving to the left or moving up, because of the way Link moves, I gain an average of half a frame every time I mash a perpendicular direction. So it's just because, like, so Link moves when he's moving up or left, like so. He moves in a pixel pattern of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 pixels per frame. Okay. Every time you change direction, please. There we go. Every time you change direction, that pattern resets. Or it has a chance of resetting, excuse me. So it has a 1 in 2 chance, theoretically, of resetting. And that's why it can gain you a frame. It can gain you a frame when you do it. It's not guaranteed to, but it can. So we do it. We do it as often as possible. It doesn't really matter that much after we get the boots. It still does in certain parts, but not really. And that's kind of all I have to talk about in terms of tech early on. What category is this? This is any %, no major glitches. So basically what this run is, this entire run, the Trilogy run itself, is the 3 main categories of each game. So the main category of Zelda 1, any %, no up and A. The main category of Zelda 2, which is 100% all keys. And the main category of Zelda 3, or Link to the Past, which is any %, no major glitches. I do randomizer too occasionally, but not as much as I used to. So yeah, with the help of Zelda, we can push that ornamental thing to the side and head on to the cellar, where there are a bunch of rats. This room, you can just I just kind of go down the middle, boomerang snakes as I see them. But at the very least, someone hit a key down here, so that's nice. So one thing you'll notice is that this game I'm actually playing in Japanese. This is the Japanese 1.0 version of the game, whereas Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 I played the North American releases. Nice RNG there. All the way northwest. So Japanese 1.0 in Link to the Past actually does allow for some exclusive glitches to that version. Namely, things like item dashing and spin speed, which we will get into later, are both 1.0 exclusive, Japanese. Japanese also saves about, I believe it's about 1.5 minutes in text. So because this is a marathon, for a little bit of extra safety, I will be taking the heart in this chest. An optimal run would not, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because there's really only one point in the game where I'm nervous about dying, and that is actually a pretty early split in the game, Tower of Hera, namely because of Death Mountain. The rocks that fall down on Death Mountain can own you, so to speak. But we are going to slowly make our way towards Eastern Palace. Which run? The Link to the Past? Or do you mean like the Trilogy overall? For Link to the Past, it's I should be finishing this segment in about 1 hour and 20 some odd minutes. Adding Link's Awakening. I used to speedrun the original Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX. I don't anymore, but I do speedrun the remake. I speedrun what we call LAS. And the reason I say 1 hour and 20 some odd minutes is because it really could take me it could take me 125, it could take me 129. Because honestly, I will be completely upfront and say that Zelda 3 is my weakest game at the moment. It's my most rusty game. I have been hammering like Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 quite a bit lately, but Zelda 3, despite it being like normally my most consistent game, is probably my least consistent game right now, if you don't count Zelda 1. So you can kill the Stalfos in this room before they spawn. It's pretty beautiful. By just throwing pots at nothing. It's pretty nice. Never have to deal with them. I'm gonna grab some extra arrows here. So this is Eastern Palace, by the way. Again, a lot of really not necessarily nothing terribly of interest in this dungeon. There's just a lot of walking. There is some tech coming up though. The one bit of tech in this dungeon, pretty much. I guess the ending's pretty neat too, but yeah. Coming up in the next room, not this one, but the next one. Coming up in the next room is going to be a damage boost strat. I'm going to damage boost off of the Popo right here. And grab that pot and step on the switch. You're supposed to kill all the enemies in the room first. I wish I'd gotten that red, whatever. I don't know, maybe in a past life Link was a pot. 3 times 2. No, I actually don't know. Shoot that guy, he's got a key.
Maybe it's because the pottery's in the way of those valuable rupees.
I agree, yeah. Well, normally, actually, in this game, the items are found under the pots, whereas in pretty much every other Zelda game, they're found inside. But this was the first Zelda game that did introduce items in or under pots, I should say. Alright, so here are the Armos Knights. They should go down pretty easily. I'm going to fire 5 arrows to the right. And then 13 arrows down from there, and they're done. Fun fact, you do not need the bow to beat that boss. You can beat the boss with the sword alone if you hit it if you hit the last knight like what, 20 times or something. You can also beat it with the blue boomerang. If you hit it like over 100 times or something. It's ridiculous. I don't know exactly how many hits it takes. I've never actually tried it myself, but it's, yeah, so it's just a bit of trivia for you. All right, so we're going to talk now to Sahasra and get the boots. That's actually his name. Get the, actually not the boots, the single boot, the single red Pegasus boot, which is going to allow us to move super fast. And right away, we're going to do our first minor glitch of the run with it, known as spin speed. So by charging your sword and letting go, and on the same frame you let go, actually the frame after, on the frame after you let go, it is a frame perfect thing. You press A. You can walk straight off of a staircase and just move in all 8 directions with boot speed, which is, on that screen, it's a good few seconds faster, but there are other applications and places to use it, like this next screen here. We're going to use it twice on this screen. Nope. Whoops. There we go. Once to get into the library, we're going to bonk the shelf with the book, get the Book of Mudora. Now we can read. And once to get out of the screen, coming out of the library. There we go. So it only saves like a second or less on that screen each time. But now that we have the book, we can open desert, so we're going to make our way towards Desert Palace. Sahelanthropus, yes. I'm going to use a little menu buffer there, menu to the book, using that menu to sort of stop at the right place there. You don't want to dash too far to the left there, else you dash in the water. Using slopes, by the way, to dash is pretty fast, so we want to dash along slopes as much as we can. That book mash. All right, we're gonna open up Desert Palace and head in. So desert is like from a casual standpoint, from a game design standpoint, I like Desert Palace because you know, after you get the boots, it gives you this wide open dungeon to dash around in, as opposed to Eastern, which is mostly just tight hallways and small rooms. In desert, you immediately get this huge room to dash around in, and it's pretty nice. So you might have heard the cannonballs in that room. The cannonballs are actually in the next room. Ooh, that was weird. So right here. Oh baby, let's go. The chess turn. Most important strat in the game. Not really. It saves a frame. It saves a frame and it's frame perfect. So I just go for it for the swag. But that's good enough reason to go for it, right? Alright, so now we got the power glove. Were you about to say something? You can go ahead.
I was about to say, that sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Pretty good desert so far. The end boss of this palace, though, is we're gonna try and do spin speed here, by the way. There we go. That one's a little bit more risky because you can fall off pretty easily if you don't menu, but I use the menu buffer and it's pretty simple. Lanmola is renowned, infamous, you decide, for being one of the for being one of the hardest bosses to optimize, like, in speedrunning. It's not necessarily hard to beat, but it is really hard to get a really good fight. So we're looking for a 3 cycle on Lanmola. 4 cycle would also be fine. A 5 anything more than that we don't want. So we'll see if we can clean this fight up pretty quickly. We use arrows. Here we go. I missed that last one. Oh, wow, that's really bad. What hit me? I don't know what hit me. Okay, so this is not a good fight. This will be a 5 cycle. I did say 5 cycle was good, right? It's pretty good. I'll take it. We're on pace. Yeah, that stuff I said about 5 cycle being bad, yeah, forget about that. It was pretty good. Anyway, alright, onward to Tower of Hera. Link to the past. Alright, so we're about to do another minor glitch, which is going to save us, if I recall, it's like 15 seconds or something. But it's a glitch called Fake Flippers. So it takes the game a few frames to actually determine that you're in the water. If you are able to transition to the next screen, whoops. There we go. If you're able to transition to the next screen, before the game does that check, you'll just be able to swim. The downside is, and we don't have the flippers. You can swim without the flippers. The downside is, if you get hit while you're in the water in fake flipper state, you get soft locked. So it is a good thing that we did not get hit there. All right, so now we're making our way up towards Death Mountain. Properly named, if you ask me. And the reason I picked up the Sanctuary Heart. Because, yeah. The mountain itself with the rocks piling down on you, in addition to Tower of Hera and Moldorm themselves being potentially problematic, 6 hearts instead of... What? 6 hearts instead of 5 make a pretty big difference. Speaking of which, we're down to 5 hearts now. But... Okay, I did get that spin speed, good. But yeah, see, like, we're already down to 4. Because everything here does 1 heart. Hey, cool. So I actually did something pretty cool there. That's the first transition to the Dark World and the first instance of something called Quick Warp that I just got. So Quick Warp is weird. So every 8 pixels going left and right on the x-coordinate, every 8 pixels, there are 2 pixels adjacent to each other that have like a status called a Quick Warp pixel. So it's dependent on where the camera is. Cool strat here, by the way. So that's an item dash. I'll get into that later. But those 2 pixels where the camera is actually, they make you warp into the Dark World from the Light World or vice versa. Shoot. I think it's 32 frames quicker. It's either 30 or 32, I forget. That's not enough. I was a frame short. This is cool. There we go. We got it. Eventually, I got my drink break. So item dashing is kind of similar to spin speed. In fact, spin speed is a form of item dashing. So if you press Y, which is your action button, or your item button, and dash on the same frame, so you press Y and A on the same frame, you will use your item and also like start dashing on the same frame. And this can have different effects with different items. All right, up to the second floor. So this, there's a switch in this room that I am actually going to hit. What's the... How harsh can I be with language? Because there's a name for that switch that, I'm not sure I can say, but... Alright, cool. That was Hera bomb jump as well. I actually used a certain method of bomb jump. I don't even really know what it's called, but it does allow you to buffer a spin slash. And when you're holding your sword out... Yeah, I'm gonna get those hearts there. That's why I hit the switch. If you're holding your sword out, and you walk back on the solid land, you, A, do not actually spin slash until you hit the ground, or until you, like, come back to the ground. And B, just don't fall. So if you buffer a spin slash there, you're always on the top pixel, making that bomb jump pretty simple as a result. That was Moldorm, by the way. I definitely did not intend to talk all the way through the Moldorm fight, but whatever. That was Moldorm. let me rephrase that. I did not expect to be talking about something completely different from Moldorm during the Moldorm fight. Alright, so now we're going to make our way towards the Lost Woods, or the Mysterious Forest, whatever you want to call it. It's the woods. The foggy woods. Yes. The Northwest Bog, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, there's a name for it. I'm just going to go with Lost Woods. Okay. So, en route to get the Master Sword, I'm actually concerned about what I'm killing and how many I'm killing. So, okay, I just want to make sure I don't get bombed there. So it's very important I don't take damage as well, because I pulled that tree to get rupees, and okay, so now I can talk. So basically, we have a certain rupee route that we use these trees for. The tree that I pulled gave me... I got 15 rupees from it. I actually need one more. I need one more rupee. Just talking to myself, sorry. But... So upon pulling that tree, it sets a certain counter for me. And if I kill 4 enemies without getting hit once, and then pull the next tree, it'll give me 4 red rupees. It's the woods. What do you want from me? Exactly. Okay, I missed that. That means... Okay, cool. There we go. There's my rupee. Stress averted. So there's 4 enemies killed. So pulling this tree will give me 4 reds. And I need 110 rupees to both pay Kiki... To pay Kiki the monkey to open Palace of Darkness. It's 110 total rupees, and there are 6 rupees just in the way in Aga Tower that I couldn't miss if I tried. Oh, that's not good. So here we have Aghanim Tower, or it is Hyrule Castle, but the upper portion is called Aghanim Tower. And that's where we're going.
Got time for a quick donation?
Absolutely, go ahead.
All right, well, I actually have 2 $5 donations from Chipe. Thank you very much for your donations.
Thanks, Chipe. Thank you very much. Okay, so Aga Tower is pretty intense. And fun fact about that room, by the way I kill those enemies, the very specific way I kill those enemies, helps me to manipulate a fairy drop later in the game in Turtle Rock, which is the last dungeon we do before Ganon's Tower. I'm serious. Like, it's it has to do with with drop tables, drop groups. I'll explain more about that later. I'm gonna slash first, then dash. Okay. I'd like to keep beams for the next room. Okay, cool. Awesome. That was perfect. Alright, so this room should be pretty quick. I fired an arrow the wrong way. Never mind. Okay, so there are the 6 rupees that were in my way. Those 2 pots right there, like picking up those pots are just part of the strat for that room, and you just automatically get the 6 rupees that are underneath. But yeah, aside for that little hiccup, that was a pretty smooth Aga Tower, I would say. And that is basically the conclusion of the Light Worlds portion. We're going to enter the Dark World pretty soon. Aghanim. Oh boy, Aghanim. I was talking about infamous bosses when I mentioned Landmola earlier. Aghanim is is also technically a boss. So Aghanim here will always fire a normal ball that you can deflect at him there. From here on, he's going to fire 3 more until he moves on to the next phase, and they are 50-50 either what that just was, which we call blue balls, or a normal ball, which he's just never going to fire again. But yeah, you have no control over the outcome of this fight. It is 100% RNG. And every 5th attack, he'll do this. He'll do the lightning, which you can't do anything about. You just need to stand out of the way. The good news is, though, there is a maximum amount of blue balls you can get. That's 15. And we're not on track for that anymore. We were at first, but we're not anymore because he gave us one. Gave us a normal ball. Although we're damn close. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Such a terrible boss.
My goodness, this marathon luck.
Yeah, it hasn't been very good. Has not been very good. I don't even know. I've lost count. Okay. That had to have been one, 2. I think it put me through 3 cycles. So 1, 2. I don't know. 7, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 7. 7 is a very believable number. Very cool, Aghanim. Thanks. But anyway, yeah, so 7 blue balls means that we lost, let's see. Six per plus an extra 18. Yeah, we lost a full minute there to an optimal fight. All right, so here we have the Dark World, though. Now the run gets fun. This run gets super fun in the Dark World. So first up is Palace of Darkness. We're just gonna beeline straight there. Meet Kiki the Monkey. Have him open up the dungeon for us, and then we'll get right on inside. Also, I hope you like looking in the mirror, by the way, because we're gonna use the mirror like 6 times in Palace of Darkness. Important that I don't get hit here. Okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, the little retreat there, retreat and walking back forward, is to have Kiki be a little bit closer to where he hops up. Actually saves like quite a bit of time. More time than you'd think. We're also going to be getting quite a few bombs in this dungeon. I think we're going to leave with a total of 6 or something. All right, so there's key number 1, mirror. Here's a bomb. All right, we got good RNG there. He moved just enough out of my way to be able to hop down without getting hit by that fireball. Which, by the way, that fireball would have hit me if it had reached me, if it had reached where I fell. I mentioned Japanese 1.0 exclusive glitches earlier. That is actually one. That's a Japanese exclusive glitch that is not favorable to a speedrunner. You can actually get hit while you're falling in the holes in this version. You can't in any other version. Alright, so now we're getting the big key. After we get the big key, we're going to do something called hammer jump. Hammer jump is a very notorious trick in Palace of Darkness, which involves a bomb jump, and we're gonna do a bomb jump and clip through a rail simultaneously. So it is actually, we have to lay 2 different bombs to do this. Excuse me, we have to place a bomb, and the place where we stop to place the bomb and the place where we stop to get hit by the bomb are both pixel perfect on the Y coordinate. So there's one, and I walked right into the other. Perfect. All right, 1 extra buffer is not bad. So like, yeah, that trick can be very time consuming if you aren't able to get on the pixel right away, but that was pretty nice. And by the way, if you saw the letters MC in the hammer text box, that is a direct reference in Japanese to MC Hammer. Fun fact. Can hit that arrow from there. Oh boy, nice. Alright, let's see if I can get this trick. That's a sexy statue right there. That trick is legitimately called Sexy Statue. Nice arrow drop from the Mimic, friendly. And a long cutscene here. I don't know why they made these walls move so slowly, but whatever. Alright, so as we are approaching King Helmasaur, the boss of Palace of Darkness, a strat was actually found fairly recently to make this boss a lot easier to fight. So if you perform spin speed before you start hitting him with the hammer, or like, if you perform spin speed for whatever reason, the hitbox of your hammer, like, essentially doubles in size. Ordinarily, swinging upward with the hammer has, like, just a terrible hitbox. Like, it's awful to try and hit Helma, like, upwards with the hammer. So instead, I'm going to do spin speed, and it kind of actually just behaves like the hammer should. Like, I'm actually hitting him right now. I wouldn't be hitting him with these if I didn't do spin speed. So it takes 17 hits to break the mask. And... okay. Whatever, that's fine. And that's Palace of Darkness. That was actually a pretty good Palace of Darkness. With good turtle luck and everything. Yeah, like, I swear, like, performing spin speed on that fight, like, actually makes the hammer perform like it probably should perform. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I... Like, that's what the hammer should have been. Swinging upward. I'm sorry. Don't at me. Alright, so again, that's Palace of Darkness. At the end of each Dark World dungeon, these maidens talk to you. I don't know how long each maiden talks to you for. I always forget. So don't ask. That was pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to dash over. We're going to get the flute next. And coming up, I'm going to be doing something called a hammer dash as well, which is a form of item dashing. So there's a string of 3 pegs that I have to hit. Instead of hitting each one individually, we just do that. We just dash right through them. I would like to mention, by the way, one of the challenges of this run, it's one of the longest runs that I actually do. In fact, it is the longest run that I currently do. One of the longest runs that I've done. Actually, hang on. I need to do something. I'm obligated to do something during this cutscene. All right. A lovely song. Lovely song from the boy. Bruh! Okay, we're good. Sorry, I had to do that. I have to do that every time. It's something between an impulse and an obligation. I don't know which. But anyway, yeah, one of the challenges that you face as a runner who runs like sort of long runs is it's, you know, there's the battle against the game, there's the battle against yourself, and there's the battle against your bladder. And yeah. That's all I'll say for now. But you might feel my pain.
I can sort of feel your pain.
Also, that was so that was me playing the flute in front of the bird statue. That bird is going to help me a lot. It performs a lot like the recorder did in Zelda 1, where it just like transports you instantly throughout the overworld, which is useful, as you might imagine. It's actually required to enter the Misery Mire area. But it's going to be a while before we actually use it. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Nice. Alright, so now we enter Thieves Town. Thieves Town is a pretty straightforward dungeon. After you get past this labyrinth of a start, it's pretty straightforward. But we're going to go straight to the big key, which is right down here in the, I guess the south, I guess like the middle southern part of this whole area. I don't know where it is. I just know how to get there. It's kind of near the entrance, actually. It's just you need to go like over the hills and through the woods to frickin' get there. Okay, so coming up is a room called Hellway, the Thieves Town Hellway, and okay, I got the pixel, but I got screwed. Yeah, that was bad RNG. So I got the frame perfect dash cancel right in the middle of the room. However, did not get lucky with the enemy movement in said room, and just kind of I had to bail, but it still worked out okay. It wasn't the worst room ever. So in order to actually finish this dungeon, you need to bomb this floor right here. And that's going to bring light down to the boss room. And the boss, which takes the form of a woman whose occupation is unknown. Like, I really don't know what they're doing there. Turns out to be the boss of the dungeon. And we're going to lead them there. Gonna hammer that dude.
Maybe their occupation is photography since they work in a dark room.
You know, I wouldn't mind that being canon. Just gonna say that.
It works.
Alright, so we got the Titan's Mitts now. The Titan's Mitts are like the Power Glove, except they are golden. They also allow us to lift heavier rocks, which will become important for progression later on. Oh, I missed that hammer dash. Nice extra bomb, though. I'll take that. Alright, so Blind is sort of like this bullet hellish boss casually. In the speedrun, this is actually a completely scripted fight. So these first 6 hits are actually all frame perfect. You just kind of hold your sword out, and Blind just runs into them. And that's the fight. So you know exactly where the bullets are going to be, and the fight is entirely deterministic. As long as all the hits are frame perfect, which is actually easier done than said. It sounds so weird to say, easier done than said. It's like, it's not as hard as it sounds, is what I'm trying to say. Not as hard as it sounds, because you just hold out your sword and Blind kind of runs into it. If you know how to fight Blind, it's not a bad fight. It's basically all I'm trying to say. So that's Thieves Town. And I actually made that fight a little bit faster by using beams, by keeping beams all the way to the fight. And beams, for whatever reason, can hit Blind's head a little bit faster than your normal sword can. Oh, I got caught on the side there. Oops. He ran into my blade several times. You really think Link would get arrested for killing Blind? You know what? They want him arrested for saving the princess, so, I wouldn't be surprised. Come to think of it. Alright, so we're gonna save this frog. This frog turns out to be a swordsmith, which we're gonna bring back to his brother over here. And we're gonna get the tempered sword before we go to Skullwoods. Because Mothula is somewhat of a problem otherwise. Mothula is very difficult without the tempered sword. In fact, Mothula is still difficult with the tempered sword, or it can be. Moth is kind of a broken fight, and you'll see what I mean. Alright, so we're just going to leave the screen, come back. That triggers, and by the way, Link dashing without a sword looks great. Back, there we go, there's our tempered sword. We'll do a spin speed. The spin speed probably saves like 20 frames or something. Alright, now for the most important strat in the game. Yes, got it. That's called fence dash. So ordinarily Link bonks on that fence, but if you enter the screen and press left and A on the same frame, Link just dashes right past it. But only if you press left and A on the same frame. Okay. So Skullwoods is it can be a problem. It can sometimes, if you aren't careful. This room can be a problem if you let it. Please, yep. Ugh. So that sword slash. Oh wow! Come on, game. Are you serious? All right. Okay. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably just gonna death warp. I'm gonna hit the mummy. Actually, no, hit this. It's fine. Yeah. I got gamed there a little bit. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Those mummies were not kind. Alright, bomb jump upcoming here. Nice. Same method as I used in Hera. And of course, both mold worms are in my way. It's nice. Okay. I don't like my health here. But it can't really be helped. Sometimes that beetle, like, actually just dies. By the way, like, it hits the bumper and gets deflected into the spike and just dies. So the fire rod allows us to progress into the back half of this dungeon, by the way. There's a sort of difficult room upcoming. Right here. Good, okay. Well executed. Really glad that room went smoothly, yeah. Unlike my English. Alright, here we go. I'll tell you why this is a dumb fight after. Okay. So the third hit I got on Moth, right? So that was a pretty fast fight. The third hit I got on Moth did not actually damage the boss at all. And it has something to do with damage classes. So damage classes, the way damage classes in this game work is it's not like, you know, you have the regular sword and then the master sword and then the tempered sword and they each double in damage. Like, that's not how it works. Although that's kind of how it functions most of the game, that's not actually how it works. How it actually is each of them function by way of a damage class, and what a damage class is a certain enemy will take a certain amount of damage from a certain sword. Mothula is programmed to not take any damage from the gold sword, and you're wondering, like, why is that relevant? You don't have the gold sword. Gold sword is the sword, like, that's a step above the tempered sword. So you might be wondering, like, you don't have the gold sword. Why is that relevant? As it turns out, if you knock an enemy into a spike at all, ever, it counts as gold sword damage. And of course, since Moth is programmed to not take damage from gold sword damage class, Moth takes 0 damage when you knock him up against the spikes in the room, which, by the way, surrounds the frickin' room. So you have to go out of your way to knock Moth away from the spikes in order to damage him at all. And that is why that fight is broken. Anyway, moving on. So we're going to do a nice little efficient route here. We're going to go get the Quake Medallion, followed by the Flippers from Zora, now that we have money to do it. And then we're going to take the Whirlpool, that's like right to my south in the Light World right there. We're going to take the Whirlpool to Ice Palace and just go straight into Ice Palace from there. So we are doing the Dark World dungeons out of order. So we do, let's see, we do Palace of Darkness and then Thieves Town. Thieves Town is supposed to be the 4th dungeon. So we go 1, 4, 3, 5, and then we do Swamp, so that's 2. And then Mire and Turtle Rock, 6 and 7. There's no salt in those words. What are you talking about? Moth is a perfect boss. What are you talking about? I've never died to Moth. Ever. I've never had a problem with Mothula. At least that's what you say if anybody asks you. Alright, so we have the flippers now, which is good, because now we can swim without using fake flippers, which is actually required for Swamp Palace. Oh, that's a weird spawn. I mean, it's nice, since I can kill him right away, but weird spawn. Also, another extra bomb. I think we have enough bombs now. Oh yeah, do not get Butter Sword before Moth. Okay, nice. right, so Ice Palace actually introduces ice physics, believe it or not. And ice physics in this game are pretty unique. You can actually swing your sword or use any item, really, to completely change the direction of your momentum. Oh, whoops. That wasn't exactly what I wanted, but okay. Alright, so let's bomb here. Oh, he's moving right out of my way for me. Nice. Okay. So we hit that orb actually twice, that crystal switch. And what that allows me to do is go all the way through this room without hitting the orb again at the end. I'm gonna do that. And now here is something called IPBJ, or Ice Palace Bomb Jump. Looks good. Nah. And that trick right there pretty much cuts the dungeon in half. That trick allows me to not do like the stupid little circle around at the end of Ice Palace. It saves a lot of time. Alright. Is this gonna work? Oh, what the hell? Okay. That was weird. Not ideal. I tried to do a trick there and it backfired. I don't know why Link went so far down. That was weird. Oh well. Alright, so Cold Stare is really scary. Because Cold Stare does a body shot with... Get out of here. A body shot from Cold Stare does a full 4 hearts of damage. I've never seen that red jelly come all the way over like that. That's crazy. Alright, but that was a perfectly executed fight. With the poke dash and everything. That was pretty much perfect for what I do. So yeah, just basically just trapping Cold Stare in the corner, spin slashing him to get a good 4 hits in. That's actually 4 damage. And then one last slash to do it. But yeah, you don't want to get hit by Cold Stare. You also don't want to get hit by an ice ball that's falling from the ceiling, because that does screw up that strat. So from here, I'm gonna do Swamp Palace. Do we have any other donations for anything coming up?
We do indeed have a couple donations. We have a $10 donation from Eye of Newt. Let's go, Tej. These runs have been so much fun so far. Here's 10 more for that 2B Grabless incentive. It really is a wild chapter.
I'm really glad you've enjoyed them. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot.
Classic Zelda. And actually, we have raised $20 out of 40 for that Chapter 2 B-side, so we only have $20 more to go. We also have only $20 more to go with the Battle Line skin, as well as $45 to go for the Grabless 1C Showcase. And that run is coming up in another 45 minutes or so, so please do get your donations into that, and also to support the White Bay Area Emergency Food Shelf.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep those donations coming in. Like, thank y'all so much.
Got time for another?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We've got $5 from Spectre Alenko. Tej is a great runner, Trilogy is a great run, and Midwest Speedfest is supporting a great cause. Good luck to all the runners, and thank you, staff, for putting on such a wonderful event.
Yeah, for real. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who's like, you know, involved in Midwest Speedfest and for putting this event on. This is the first one I've been a part of, but I am definitely looking forward to being involved with more in the future if I can, if y'all let me back. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And this is a really fun run. Like, this is honestly, like, ever since I learned all of the classic Zeldas to learn, like, to play the trilogy, like, I've known Link to the Past for years. But Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 are both runs that I learned this year, like, just to be able to learn and run the trilogy. And I can say with certainty that it's probably the most fun I've ever had speedrunning. It's just, like, there's just something about the trilogy. It's both, like, I think it's a mixture of, like, the pride I take in being able to, like, be, like, adept at the 3 runs, and also just, like, the variety amongst the runs themselves that contribute to the enjoyment of it. And it's just, like, it's just a really good experience. And it's fun to run with chat and stuff like that, you know. It's a more relaxed run, honestly, if you can believe that. But I've been having a ton of fun with it. Get out of here. This is weird. I don't like this red jelly. Okay. Whatever. Swamp Palace is long and weirdly punishing if you don't do everything well. It's weird. Like, it will nickel and dime you for time if you weren't, like, totally clean. Shh, Bojim, shh. Nobody needs to know that. Still have no idea what Celeste is. Alright, so here's the big key, which this dungeon is actually pretty unique in terms of its overall design. So it's the only dungeon, I think, which does not actually require the big key to access the boss. Instead, you just need the big key to get the item, which then gives you access to the boss. So it functions, like, the big key still functions as, you know, a gateway to the boss, but not in the same way. And I think it's neat that they varied from that for this dungeon. Nah. Celeste cured my anxiety. Chapter 9 gave it back. But yeah, in all seriousness, I was a speedrunner for Celeste for about 2.5 years, and yeah, Fel and Peking Boo are both great guys, both great people. Highly recommend giving their runs a watch when they're up after me. They're up directly after me. I think Fel is excuse me. I think Fel is first, and then Peking Boo is after them.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep.
Fel is up next with Grabless 90%, and then Peking Boo has all C sides with the dance pad.
Cool, we got one cycle Argus. And I'll explain what that is in just a second. One cycle Argus is actually, like, one of the hardest tricks to get in this run. So I'm really glad I got it. That's pretty awesome. It saves a lot of time. And also, it's pretty complicated how it works. So you'll notice I came in with my sword charged up, or at least, like, you know, out to begin with. What I did was I fired my hook shot, my first hook shot, and it was actually an item dash. So I fired my hook shot and pressed A on the same frame, and that, for whatever reason, makes the sword not count as a poke hit and instead count as a full hit instead. And so I just fire the hook shot out repeatedly, and my sword never goes away like it's, well, ordinarily supposed to. And if you do it well enough and position yourself precisely, I actually got kind of lucky there because I missed one of the puffs like pretty early on, but was able to recover because I got good RNG. But yeah, that's one cycle Argus. Or rather, zero cycle Argus. It's called zero cycle Argus, sorry. Alright, so trust me, the flute played, even though the sound didn't. Okay, so we're gonna go get the Ether Medallion now, so that we can open Misery Mire and hopefully not get screwed by a dead rock. I would also love to be able to keep beams into Misery Mire, because the first room is... The first room has a strat that's heavily reliant on beams. Oh god. The bladder's getting really bad now. Okay, so let's go get the Ether Medallion. I'm fine. I can finish the run, but yeah, it's not comfortable. Anyway. Oh, yo, that's awesome, Nausicaa. Were you there? Were you at the event, or were you watching on Pooh Bear's channel? That's pretty awesome. That, like, honestly, I don't know too many people who like have heard of me from that. That's pretty amazing, actually. Oh, okay. Right, okay. Sorry, I didn't put the name, to, yes, right, that's exactly, okay. Yeah, sorry I didn't recognize you with the username. Yeah, I still have it. In fact, it's still connected to my flash drive. Like, I still have it. Nice, we got Fast Mire too as well. That's sick. We got Zero Cycle Argus and Fast Mire 2 in the same run in a marathon. That's pretty stupid, actually. Awesome. So yeah, we are here in Misery Mire. So my goal in Misery Mire is to keep as much health as I possibly can. Because Vitreous, the boss of Misery Mire, does require, or doesn't require, but like, you know, it's made a lot faster with a damage boost strat, which I will take like as many as 6 or 7 hearts of damage from. Can you tell I'm getting tired? My English is, my talking is deteriorating. Yeah, because that makes sense. Another long torch cutscene here.
Can I make a quick announcement?
Absolutely, sure.
We have met our donation incentive for doing the Chapter 2 B-side during the Celeste Grabless run.
Nice. GG's? Excuse me.
And meaning that incentive came by way of a $20 donation from Pete Plays the Games, who just says, "Let's go!"
Yo, thank you so much for making that happen. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so still maintaining full health, which is good, but we are going to take a few hearts of damage a couple rooms from now to damage boost to get a chest, which has our last key in it. So right here. Ordinarily, I think the game intends for you to enter here with either the Magic Cape or the Cane of Burna, which are both items that are optional and out of the way, which is why we don't get them. But we just kind of damage boost for that. Alright, so something I haven't mentioned, by the way. We're gonna do something funky in a little bit. I set it up before I even entered Misery Mire. We're going to do something called spooky action. So watch closely. No. Okay, well, I missed the first one somehow. But that's okay. Watch closely again. So, do not even ask me what's happening there. Like, the inner, like, explanation of what's happening. Because I have no clue how to like, explain it properly. But basically what's happening is, my fire rod shots are being displaced because of a certain value, a certain altitude value that's being altered by the way I picked up the rock before I entered Misery Mire and the way the bird flew off the screen. That's all I got. That's all I got for an explanation for that. But basically what's happening is the splash damage from the fire rod is hitting something that's way above where I'm firing at, because of that displaced altitude value, which happens to coincide with the crystal switches that I need to hit in each room. So me hitting that spike in the first room, the splash damage is actually way off the screen to the north. And it's the same thing, like there's actually a whole other room. It spans rooms as well. The second one was off the screen. Was off the screen in another room, in fact. And if I hadn't missed the first one, I could have done another one in the last room. I don't know why the flute sound isn't playing. I don't know why that happens. We need to go and get the ice rod for Turtle Rock. We need the ice rod to finish Turtle Rock to beat Trinix. Get out of here. Oh, that's... okay. That was mean. Alright, there's our ice rod. And now we just beeline the Turtle Rock, which is the last dungeon before Ganon's Tower. We just need to pray to not get dead rocked, as I like to say. These are called dead rocks, by the way. They are the worst enemy in the game, perhaps in the franchise. I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah, just make sure they stay out of my way. So, one thing I would like to mention is that I did go over earlier in Aghanim's Tower how I killed a certain set of enemies a very specific way to manipulate a fairy to drop in Turtle Rock. Now, it could drop fairly early, or it could drop a little bit later in the dungeon, but what I did by dashing into those two enemies in Aga Tower was I actually, I kept the drop table from being advanced on those enemies, because they happen to share the same drop table as the Pokey enemies do in Turtle Rock. So, by not pushing that back, I guaranteed to not get that fairy drop before Turtle Rock, which means I will get it in Turtle Rock more than likely. In fact, there's like a 95% chance I get it. Like, maybe even more than that, actually. Excuse me. Voice is getting worn out. Okay. So this room's actually pretty neat. The next few rooms are actually pretty neat. So we're going to equip the fire rod, and we're going to light these 4 torches and then hook shot one of the torches to get ourselves off and over toward the exit. And this room, if we do it right, we're going to be able to damage boost through the second roller, like so. Pick up that magic. Whoops. So the Pokey in this next room, as well as every other Pokey in the dungeon that I kill, can drop me a fairy. Let's see if they decide to. There it is. He's gonna get in my way. That's not good. They're being huge jerks. Please move. 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 Flawless. Change those chomps are the worst. Honestly, I handled that room about as well as I could have, to be completely real with you. I don't need those arrows. Okay. Just gonna hold my sword out. Okay, so here's the big key. And we're gonna take this big key and run the Trinix. Not without doing a few things first, though. That spot to dash is like a few... It's a couple frame window to get that dash spot to not get hit by... To dash through the door and also not get hit by an anti-fairy. Alright, let's see what kind of RNG we get in this room. There are two Pokies in this room that can do whatever the hell they want, and they're both giving me the worst possible RNG. That's perfect. Another fairy. Wow. That's a treat. Thanks. Thanks for the extra fairy. That one was not planned for. It just looped all the way back around. Because we have beams, we can do this. Except yeah, I didn't handle that well at all. Oh well. That's fine. Okay, so there's a part here. This room is just a long, like, winding maze, but it's pretty easy once you get here. Just hold left. And we're here. Alright, so I'm going to do something pretty soon called laser skip. You're supposed to use the mirror shield here, but we never got it. You're supposed to get the mirror shield in this dungeon, but with a well-positioned dash start and a well-timed cancel, you can just skip the laser. So nice little cane dash here. Stop on the pegs to get iframes. Dash right through the pokey. Extra magic there. Alright, so now we're facing Trinix. The best place to fight Trinix from is behind him. So the first thing we do is we dash behind. Get 4 hits. Ice Rod again. Menu to Fire Rod before the explosion. Because for whatever reason, you cannot menu during the explosion. So menuing to Fire Rod saves a lot of time there. Like, super early. And stand below him, get a double spin slash. Dead. That's Turtle Rock. Oh god. If I move, it hurts. Okay. So we're going to go to Ganon's Tower now that we've rescued Zelda. Yeah, it was a good Trinix. It was an overall okay Turtle Rock. A couple of hiccups here and there, but oh well. What are you going to do?
We got time for a donation?
Sure.
We have a $169 donation from Jared.
Wow.
And with that $169 donation, not only have we met the incentive for the Grabless 1C showcase, but we have passed over $1,500 raised for the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf.
That is
Thank you all
incredible.
so much.
Nice work. That is incredible. Thank you all so much. Yeah, that is insane. That is super insane. Yeah, thank you for all the work that you've done for this marathon. Like, that is really, really cool to hear. I'm really glad to be a part of it. Okay, so Ganon's Tower has a lot of distinct parts to it. There's the first part where you go get the big key. I've lost my ability to talk. I'm sorry. There's Ganon's Tower. Yep, that's the place we are right now. Nice swag back boomerang. Why commentate when I can swag? That's the real question here. And then there's the second part, which is the gauntlet part. And then there's the final climb. So I'd say there's 3 distinct parts. It's a pretty neat little strat coming up here. You can actually bonk past this portal here. So this portal usually takes a while to, as we're going to demonstrate here. Okay, there we go. See? That was nice and quick, wasn't it? But yeah, I was supposed to bonk past that, but I missed. And in an attempt to adjust, I failed. So. It's informational. It's educational. There, you learned what not to do, okay? Alright, so with full arrows, we're going to face Armos Knights. Fire 3 up, 2 to the left, 1, go up. And just fire all the rest of them off. There we go. There, at least that was good. At least that one was good. Make sure I switch to bow. Don't mirror once I get in here. Please. Totally have not done that before. Just damage boost there. Who cares? Oh god, whoops. I thought I missed him, so I fired again. Okay. Pretty technical rooms there. Another pretty technical room here, too. So if I do this room correctly, I should be able to just dash past all the spikes. There we go. Cool. Awesome. This one, I need to react to when exactly these first cannonballs hit. Or fire, rather. And yeah, I'm not going to go through with that. That was a weird pattern. You can dash all the way through that. But yeah, not that time. Alright, here's the gauntlet. These rooms are completely reactionary. A lot of RNG involved. These rooms remind me a lot of Zelda 1, honestly. Like the way the combat works in Zelda 1. Oh god, please. Please. Thank you. Okay. Kind of bad RNG there, but that's fine. Alright. Rematch with Lanmola. Let's go. There we go. That's what you get for 5 cycling me earlier. That was good. That was good. 1 cycle with fire rod's really good. Alright. Really neat cane strats here. I love these rooms. Not so neat room here, though. This is... if I do this room fast enough, though, I can dash past the flame on the way down, and I just missed it. Just missed being fast enough there. Okay, gotta grab this magic. Alright, so coming up is the Moldorm 2 refight, or the Moldorm refight, also called Moldorm 2. And I'm going to be attempting a stat. Yep. I'm going to be attempting a strat called a hover. And what a hover is exactly what it sounds like. It takes 2 frames to fall. So you can interrupt the fall with a dash animation several times over by mashing in a very specific way. So, like, basically what I do is I rub my fingernails over the A button. And I do it in such a way where it only lets go of the A button for a single frame every time. And that allows me to basically fly over that pit and completely skip the Moldorm refight. So that's a pretty cool strat. Saves like 5 seconds. And is also like hardly ever worth it in a real run. But we're gonna go for it in a marathon, of course. Alright, so this is Aghanim 2. People like to call it Geometry Class. I like to call it Hell. But that was actually a pretty good fight. That was the Aghanim 2 fight. And we are pretty close to finishing this run. We're like 2 minutes or so from finishing. Time is going to be once I enter the Triforce room. Once I leave Ganon's room. That's when time's going to be. And the Ganon fight is actually really cool because we don't have silvers. We don't have the silver arrows at all. So we do something called Silverless Ganon. And I'll show you what that is. Basically, when Ganon teleports away in Phase 4 of the fight, there are a few frames where he's vulnerable to a sword swipe. And that was Phase 1. Okay, good. Also, Ganon does 8 hearts of damage if you touch him, so I'd rather not. These warps, by the way, are 50-50. I'll do this 4 times. You gotta hit him 4 times. Okay, there we go. I'll just camp near him so I can get the spin slash on him right away there. I'm gonna do something called torch glitch. You have a few frames to light that torch. And if you light it at the right time, if you light that torch again before the right torch goes out, this torch will stay lit up. And you'll notice now, this is the last phase of the fight. So as he's teleporting away, I'm actually doing a spin slash. And what the spin slash is effectively an area of effect attack. It's not actually like the sword doesn't actually have a hitbox. At this point, it's just like simultaneously hitting everything around Link at the same time. And it lasts for a certain amount of frames. So even though Ganon is only vulnerable for 2 frames there, we have a bunch of frames to do a spin attack as he teleports away. And that is the Ganon fight. That is Link to the Past. And that is the trilogy. Time. That is the entire run. So in case you were wondering, the final times for each game were 37:26 for Zelda 1. That was by far the worst run of the 3. 1:16 flat for Zelda 2. That's actually pretty good for a no reset setting. And 1:26:46 for Zelda 3 for A Link to the Past. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for having me, Midwest Speed Fest, to be here on Midfall Speedball. Y'all are awesome. Seriously, thank you so much for everything, for allowing me to be on here. it was a huge pleasure of mine. Thanks everyone for stopping by, for watching the marathon, for donating, for contributing any way you've contributed, whether you've just been here, whether you've been a part of the staff, whether you've donated. Y'all are amazing, seriously. Thanks so much for being a part of it. But yeah, I'm TGH. I do this run occasionally on my channel. I speedrun also each of the individual games, individually, of course. But yeah, that's it for me. Up next is going to be Fell with any percent grabless Celeste. Celeste is pretty hype. So, yeah, again, that's it for me. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.